Welcome to MA215 Applied Statistics at Bellevue University. This video has two parts. The first is a course orientation in Blackboard, and the second is a tutorial in Hawks. The first thing I'd like to do is take you through what to expect in the Blackboard portion of your course. When you open your course, you should arrive here at the announcements page. You should have an initial announcement in your course that looks very similar to this, and each week your instructor will send out a weekly announcement that basically tells you what to expect that week. Please do pay attention to these announcements. They are also sent to your email inbox, so be sure that you are checking your Bellevue University email. At the bottom of this initial announcement, there are a few things that you can do before the course begins. So the first is, of course, to read the syllabus. You can get to the syllabus right up here underneath the Announcements tab, and if you click on it, it will take you to the Syllabus Part 1, Syllabus Part 2, and Syllabus Part 3. Part 2 is where you will find all of the information for your syllabus quiz, which is one of your initial assignments in this course. So be sure to read over that. I'm not going to go through that with you in this video. Also be sure to click on the My Professor tab. Two things here. First of all, you need to know who your professor is, obviously because you're going to be working with him or her all term, but also in order to choose the appropriate section in Hawks to link yourself to. From there, you can see that the majority of our content is here where it says course content, and there are 12 weekly folders. If you're taking this course in the summer, there are only 10 weekly folders, which means there are 2 weeks in which you'll cover more than one chapter. If I click on any of those weeks, it essentially gives me everything I need to do in that week. So you don't need to search around for anything. Everything is in that weekly folder. This week 1 folder has an introduction, which is this video that you're watching. The week 1 to-do list, please do pay attention to that to-do list. It tells you what's due that week, when it is due. For instance, read the syllabus so that you know how to do well on the syllabus quiz. Set up your Hawks Learning account, complete your Hawks certifications. We're going to go through Hawks in just a moment. And it essentially goes step by step through everything you need to do. And then below that are all of the links to get to those things. So anytime you see something that is underlined like this is a link that will take you somewhere else. This is a link that will take you to the forum. Notice this is not underlined. These are the technology instructions, so this is not a link. It's information for you. And of course, these are links to take you to technology instructions for both your TI-84 and for Excel. You also have a unit project help forum. Because you're doing everything in Excel, I want you to work with your classmates, so please don't feel funny about reaching out to your classmates and saying that you're stuck on something. That's what that forum is for. Again, refrain from giving each other the answers. Just help one another along the way. Then of course you can ask questions to your professor and begin your Unit 1 project. Now your Unit 1 project is not due until week 2 or 3, depending on if you're taking this course in the summer or in any of the other terms. But I do encourage you to get started on it in the first week because you can work on it throughout the first 3 weeks and turn it in at the end of the 3rd week. Again, there is a folder for every week. I'm not going to go through each folder with you. I trust that you can do that on your own. Other things that you need within your Blackboard course, under Resources, if I click on Toolbox, there is a formula card and a statistical table. My focus in the course will of course be to use Excel or the TI-84, but some people prefer to use the tables, and that is fine too. When you're doing your work in Hawks, you can certainly download those tables to help you. Wabbit-emu is a TI-84 emulator, which is one of the options in this course. Again, it's completely optional, whereas Excel will be required for you to do well on your projects. And then there's information on how to find a tutor for this course. In addition, there is a course schedules link, and the course schedule will be updated for your term. So this is for fall 2020, but keep in mind that whenever you are taking this course, these dates in your course will align to your due dates. Just a quick reminder, the Online Forum 1 or residential attend class date will always be on a Thursday. The certifications due date will always be on a Saturday, and the assessment due date and project due dates will always be on a Sunday. That's pretty much everything you need to know in Blackboard, so let's take a look at Hawks. In order to access Hawks, you will go to any of your weekly folders. So obviously you'll start in your week 1 folder and you'll click here to set up your Hawks account. You will already be ready to go straight into your Hawks course. You should not have to do any sort of setup or anything like that. If you just click on the Hawks Learning account, you should go right into your Hawks account and be given 20 days of access. So don't wait to do that. Get started right away. If you do need a PDF that walks you through the steps, feel free to click there. Once you are in the course, it should look something like this. And as you can see, this is the textbook we're using for the course, Beginning Statistics 3rd edition, and I have already been working through some of the assignments. So as you can see here, it's giving me things in chapters 8 or 10, whereas you will probably see things in chapter 1 when you log in. So if I click on View Course, there are a few things I can look at. The first is the to-do list, and this is the order in which I have told Hawks that you should complete your items. So notice here I'm on chapter 8 material. You will have information here under chapter 1. So syllabus quiz and then 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, etc. That will all be here. If you click on the to-do list, which is what I suggest that you do, you can see exactly what you should be doing and when it is due. So my next assignment that is due is 8.1, due August 1st. If I click on lessons, I can see the lessons that were assigned and the ones that I've completed. And I can also click on all, and this might be an option for you if you want to do some extra review before you take a chapter assessment. So if I click on chapter 1, as you can see, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 were all assigned. That means those contribute to your grade. Chapter 1 review was not assigned. However, you do have a chapter 1 test. So if you choose, you can work through this chapter 1 review, and it doesn't matter how you do on it because it's not going to affect your grade, but that's one way to help you prepare for a chapter assessment. I can also, of course, click on web tests, and there are web tests that are pre-built that are assigned to you. As you can see, again, I've done all through chapter 7, but I still have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to do for the course. You can also click on practice web tests. So this would be a test that you can make up yourself. So if I click on practice web test, and again, let's say I wanted to get ready for that chapter 1 assessment, and I wanted to practice 20 questions using just the first 3 sections because I felt like I really understood that 4th section. Then I can press start and I can practice as many times as I want. So again, that is another way for you to work. Oh, and I didn't call it a name, so we'll just call it test 2. I apologize. I need to set a time for my test. And we'll just say 30 minutes. And once I get started, as you can see up here, there is a timer. So if you're one of those people who gets very stressed out when you see a timer counting down, please feel free to click the time hidden button. But do remember that at the end of that time, you should have those questions completed. So for a test that you make yourself, it doesn't matter, but for the chapter assessments that you will take that do contribute to your grade, you will have 60 minutes. So let's go back. I'll go ahead and submit that. And let's go back into our course and take a look at your to-do list. So I'm going to click into section 8.3, which is estimating population means, sigma unknown. Each and every lesson is set up in the same way. There is a learn, there is a practice, and there is a certify. If you're taking this course on campus where you meet with your instructor regularly, all of the information in Learn will be what you go through in class. You will probably not have to go back to the Learn section. However, if you need to, feel free to do that because that is a good review of what you've learned in class. If you're taking this online, you definitely should go to the Learn portion. The Learn portion is essentially your online textbook. So you have a couple of choices here. Notice if I click Watch, it's going to bring up a video for me. Now keep in mind, this video is not going to cover every single thing in section 8.3. It is a broad overview of the section. So if you are reading the textbook but also want something to supplement, you could click on Watch. If you're not reading the textbook, then definitely you want to go through each of these pages because these pages are your textbook. So again, it's going to go through all of the material from section 8.3, and quite often you're going to end up, whoops, I went too far, with something like this where I actually do have a video walkthrough. This is a different video than is located up here. So this video, the Watch video, is sort of an overview of the whole section. This is a example specific video to watch. And again, it also goes through the solution here, but up here it's someone actually working through that solution and talking to you about it. When you get to the end of that Learn section, it's going to take you straight into the same page we were on before, and we can go straight to practice. Now, practice, this is why I wanted to make this video for you, because there's so many resources available to you and I want you to be aware of all of them. So the practice is not required, but it's strongly encouraged, because when you get to certify, which we'll talk about in a little bit, it's the same questions that you will have seen in practice. So you can practice as much as you want, and then when you get to certify, the questions will be a breeze because you've practiced so much. So let's talk about the resources that you have available. Here I have question 1 of 10, and it's asking me to find a critical value. So I'm going to just enter something that's not correct. That is not going to be the critical value. Now I want you to notice what it gives me. It says that's incorrect, choose the following. I can either explain the error or try again. So if I think I had it right but maybe just put the decimal in the wrong spot, I can just try again. But if I click on explain error, I want you to notice that it brings up this tutor function. So it's going to actually explain exactly what probably happened, or an idea of what happened when I made my error. I can also click on hint, which gives me, again, guidance, but not the answer. I can click on learn, which takes me back to that section in my textbook, and I can click on solution, which actually goes through the correct solution. Don't hesitate to also click on this solve using technology link. Notice it's going to take me to T distribution inverse T and Excel, which is fantastic because we're going to be using Excel in your projects. And so I can click right on there and it will take me to what I need to know about a T distribution in one tail or two tails using Excel, which is super important because obviously everything you do in your project will be with Excel. So back here, I can go back to practice. Another thing that you'll want to keep in mind is I can go straight to this tutor button, which is those same items that we saw here, hint, learn, solution. But there's also a send to instructor button, and if I send it to the instructor, then it's going to go straight to your instructor, who can then see the exact questions you are struggling with. So don't hesitate to use that as well. Once I'm done with practice, I'm going to go into my certified mode. Now this part's really exciting. Notice here it says mastery 79%. So when I start here, there are 10 questions. So 79% means if I get 8 out of 10 of these right, then I'm going to have an 80% and I can be done with that certify. Again, these types of questions are the same questions that you had in the practice module, but notice there's no tutoring, there's no send to my instructor. So these are the same questions, but you don't have all of those extra aids. It still will tell you if you get the answer right or wrong. So for instance, let me put in an incorrect answer. I can submit the answer and it gives me two options. It says, okay, that wasn't right, but you can try this question one more time, or you can accept the strike. So for the sake of time, I'm going to accept the strike. Once I do that, if you'll notice, I can choose display solution, which is the walkthrough, or display answer, which is just the answer. If you'll notice, when I go to the next question, this 4 is going to turn into a 3. So this heart represents how many lives I have, and I have 4 lives, and I've just used one of them because I have a strike. So I'm just going to display the answer very quickly and go on to the next one, and you can see now I only have 3 lives. So that's a great walkthrough of everything you need to know about Hawks or Blackboard. If you have further questions, do be sure to talk to your instructor about them. I'm really excited for this course, so I'm glad you hung in there and watched this whole video, and good luck in MA215.